Hey, what's up guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video, let's take a look at our list that is Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, SMCI, and also ARM with Broadcom. Also together with S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 are the stocks we are taking a look at today. Now, before going further, I also want to let you know, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. So let's start off with S&P 500 actually. Now, what we have here on the last very day, that is on Friday, the last trading day, this last line of defense, 565, didn't hold. And thus, this near-term uptrend that we were in is full on again back over. We are full on. This near-term rebounds multi-day uptrend is over, okay? Kaboom! Now, yeah, we are on the daily interval, fully in the downtrend, weekly interval, rejected just underneath the area of a potential structure change. That's why I have provided you that blue box, and thus market still remains in the downtrend. Where until what price is the possibility that we can head all the way down to? And that is $530, at least the near term. That remains the likelihood. All right. And we'll see. Right now, there is no sign of uptrend though. If things have to turn in an uptrend, well, it will have to first start from the lower time frame. But what are the possibilities of that happening? So let's get to the hourly interval. And at this point, guys, even if, let's say, some good uptrend play or a structure change needs to happen on an uptrend, again, we'll have to get above at least 559. That may give some more good push for the intraday uptrend. But 565 below will still remain in the overall negative structure right now. So that's pretty much just the level, 559 area. And even if, let's say, a rebound happens, there's a high likelihood that $559 level might reject. All right. So as long as we are not above that, there is no good uptrend. We are just in the downtrend. We have lower highs already on the lower time frame as well. And this is a lower low. Eventually, we might see another lower high somewhere around in this area or vicinity. All right. So yeah, no point in playing long right now. There is no uptrend sign. And if any uptrend, let's say, on daily interval, if the strength full on for the structure on the daily interval has to come back, we'll have to get above $565 otherwise now. Let's get to Nasdaq 100. Very similar situation. Nasdaq 100 also rejected underneath that area of importance, 495 almost. And also, this was the last line of defense when we were in the near term, this uptrend. This was the last line of defense. I mentioned that 480 area. We lost it. We lost it. Right now, there is no uptrend. Nasdaq 100 has a little bit much more problem. Well, yeah, technically, it has a room to come down to 448. Now, intraday rebound is possible above 473. Let's get to the hourly interval actually. My tools marks all these levels automatically for you. Check out the details in the description of this video if that's something interests you to have access to these tools. Now, yeah, as I said, not even a good intraday uptrend would build as we are below 473 and 85 cents. If we can get above it, there is some change in the structure. Again, back to the uptrend is possible. But the proper one will not be until 480 again or 481. Okay, and right now in this ongoing downtrend, 448 is very likely the possibility. All right, now the next one we are taking a look at is Tesla. Now, Tesla is rejecting underneath of the 200 days moving average, right? And not just that, lately, well, so on Thursday, I provided you this area of 278, right? So 270, I mentioned that as long as we stay below it, this very area, another zone I provided you, as long as we stay below it or through or below it, we are just still negative. And you can see we just rejected right there. And that was a short play, right? We're continuing lower. And at this point, though, Tesla, though it was in the good uptrend, that at least in the near term, that is right now over, right? As I said, if you have access to my tools, you already know it. The other one, let me turn on my another tool. You can see we have turned back again red on Tesla. If the structure would turn bullish again, my tools will give you notification in the real time. You can set alerts and everything. All the onboarding videos, you will get those if you plan to join the membership. Check out the details in the description of this video. So yeah, right now there is no uptrend. As for if I want to see some turn around, well, we'll have to get above at least 277. But near-term uptrend is possible still above 269. But at least we'll have to get above 269 before there is some strengthful rebound that is good one the possible. And yeah, there is also one shorter rebound that will be above 264, but that will be just a $4 move. Nothing more than that. And at this point, 200 hours moving average becomes that potential target. 251 to 200 hours moving average in this downtrend, that's another area of possible rebound. But these are just a rebound, guys, not in an uptrend. We'll at least have to get above 269 and 270 at least for at least start to turn the strength back again on Tesla. Otherwise, no, we're just negative. Nvidia. Now, Nvidia also has been going down, right? And as I have been saying, once we lost this area of 118, that weakness will come, and it's still coming. Right now, there is no sign of uptrend. We are just in the going down. We're just in the downtrend. Now, let's get to the hourly interval, and let's take a look at the levels to watch. Now, with Nvidia, there is some rebound possibility above 110 if it can get above that, but that will just be a rebound at least until 112 to 130. If from here we have to again become in an uptrend, or at least start doing that, we have to at least get above 130. That's where likelihood of good turnaround without breaking further below can happen. Otherwise, no, we are just in the downtrend, and target could be potentially 104 and 80 cents on Nvidia. All right, so no, there is nothing to watch on Nvidia right now. Yeah, so and eventually $100 is the target, but this is much more building like a head and shoulder. And if you notice, and already a lower high on the weekly interval, and structure on the weekly interval never turned bullish for us. Let me turn on my tools, and here we are still being red, and yeah, we are still red, guys. Get access to my tools in the description that will help you across to trade, day trade, swing trade, long-term trade, however you want to do it. Now, yeah, and this is also, as I just showed you, lower highs on the weekly. There is no sign of change. If on the weekly we'll have to turn in an uptrend, well, 123 above is the week we need to close. Otherwise, no. All right, so yeah, we're just going down right now. And AMD, as you know, I talked about it. This is much more reactionary right now because of the Jeffries downgrade. Damn Jeffries, right? They're working in collusion, guys. They're shorting all together. Whenever AMD has tried to go up in the change of the structure, analysts have come out. You can go and look back in the chronological time order, and analysts have come out to downgrade this thing whenever it has turned in an uptrend because they are shorting the heck out of it, and they're just protecting their position. They don't care. It's not about what's the reality going to be. It's all about, hey, we gotta make our money. Let's control the narrative. Let's manipulate the market. That's what they do, guys. That's what they do. Anyway, structure broke once we lost 108 to begin with, as I have been saying. And definitely 108 and 8 above is only where uptrend would begin. As I said in the last 2-3 days ago as well, right now it just remains in the downtrend. And yeah, anyhow, right now only change on the structure on AMD for the uptrend would be if it gets above 104 and 34 cents. Below this, no, it will still remain weak, right? So we'll at least, without breaking further below, we'll have to at least get above 104 and 34 cents at least this coming day. The next day, that is tomorrow, then only there is a possibility on an uptrend. Otherwise, no. Yeah, it's just in the downtrend, guys. So, and let's go to the weekly interval, because this is something I already mentioned to you guys, that just keep an eye on this 200 weeks moving average here, right? And this, let's see if the scenario like this plays out. Let's get back a little bit in the timeline here on AMD. And levels down below are not showing up somewhere because I haven't adjusted the timeline on my tool here. You can, if you remember, you have access to my tool, just go to the settings, You know it already because you have my onboarding videos, and you can adjust the timeline and a little bit move that back in the past, and the levels below will show up. Now, here we are. Here in the past, we did the very same thing. Broke 200 weeks moving average, retested it, came down and formed a higher low, and then continued higher, right? So let's see if this time AMD would do that. Well, it will have to show us in a week or 2 weeks. But for that, either we need to form a double bottom here or a higher low and start to break the levels above. We'll see if that it does. And if it does, well, all good. Otherwise, we just remain right now in the negative structure. SMCI. SMCI already told you 2-3 days ago as well, right up here, that guys, big problems are coming. Big problems are coming. And we're still in the big problem. $30 remains a target, at least the first target, and there is no right now sign of any uptrend. If from here where we are, if any even good rebound has to be played, it has to be above $35 and $50. And then thereafter, a good uptrend though will still only begin above 37 to 38 from where we are otherwise now. All right, the next one is ARM. And then we'll wrap up with Broadcom. ARM remains in the downtrend, guys. Okay, all these updates I provide to the members, all these plays, we talked about it. I talked with the members. Check out the details, as I said, in the description of this video. It's part of one of the memberships, and in the 50+ stocks coverage membership. Now, yeah, it's in the downtrend, no uptrend as long as we are below 115 and 50 cents. That's all what you need to know. Take this on better on the swing side. Well, it's already downtrend. It's already money is being made. Structure broke already, even around 119. I mean, this is the 50+ stocks coverage. So member already knew when was this short play completing. A little bit of rebound was coming, and then when the new short play was started. Right? And if you have access to my tools, all the signs were already there before in front of you. All right, the last one is Broadcom. Broadcom also remains in the downtrend. I did a video on this here as well on the public channel, even though it's on my 50+ stocks coverage, that in the cautionary stocks. I mentioned that this is going to be remaining in the downtrend, and we just continued lower, and right now we're just in the downtrend. Nothing to see here. Just in the downtrend. And nothing, yeah, well, for a daily level uptrend, we'll have to at least get above 185 and 26 cents. If from on the daily interval, we have to make it in an uptrend. Otherwise, now any rebound until 177 is not going to change much. Not just 177, but 180 to 177 is not going to change much. So, yeah, that's that. All right, well, that's all I had for you guys in this video. And with that, I'll see you in my next videos, guys. Take care. Bye.